There are so many. You're about to get married, you're happily in a relationship, you have a boyfriend. Hello my lovelies and welcome to another video. Today I am in such a wonderful mood. I'm feeling very chatty, very happy, very productive. It's like one of those days that I really feel like talking to you. So I was thinking I want to film a video, I want to sit down and do a video because I was anyway having my full makeup ready. So I wanted to do a video and I kind of didn't really want to do a Q&A, but I still wanted to answer to many of your questions. I wanted to talk to you. I was like, should I vlog? What should I do? So I wanted to repeat one of the videos that I've done, I believe last year, probably over a year ago now, which is answering the assumptions about me. I'm sure that in the meanwhile we got many new ones that you would like me to answer. I'm getting a lot of questions about my love life, about happiness, about corona, about family life, everything. So I wanted to do this video because I thought that could be quite nice. Oh god, I got my friend Camila on a video call ringing me. Number one, you don't want to meet your followers. Literally, like, it's the first assumption over here. That could not be further from truth. I love meeting you guys. In fact, you know, like some of the people that I work with together on my team, I met through them following me, watching what I do. I think like this is the best way to create bonds. I personally watch YouTubers that I feel like I'm most similar with when it comes to personality, and I follow people that I have like similar way of thinking. I don't really follow people depending on what they show or what lifestyle they have or how much money they have or what kind of clothing sense they have. I follow people that I have very similar thinking with. In the same way, I love meeting you guys because I mean, it never happened to me that I meet somebody that is like rude or I don't know. All of you that I met ever were amazing, wonderful. I feel like we have so much in common, and very often we like start chatting and talking and kind of become friendly. So I love meeting you guys. It's like it always makes my day. You don't care at all what people might say about you in a bad way. Love you. Okay, so like I don't care if someone says something bad about me. I used to, but wow, I had such a really interesting childhood, to say upbringing. I was always kind of like mocked or bullied or pointed out at when I was in elementary school. So this is like pretty young age. Even when I was as young as 5, I used to be called names. Okay, now my dad is calling me. I used to be called names even as young as 5, and it used to really like upset me. I remember like bringing my sister to kindergarten to tell a girl not to call me names. Like, it was quite upsetting. But when that happens to you, because of course when I was 11 and 12 I never told anybody about these issues, and then you hear about someone gossiping about you, that you know that you said something that you never said. I mean, for sure, okay, raise a hand in the comments below if some kind of injustice happened to you in your life, like somebody said you said something that you never said. Now that happened to me many times. Now my mom is calling me. So things like this happen to me so much. People love making stuff up about me, and I think it's because I am such an easy target. Like, I'm not someone that ever defends themselves. I'm not somebody that is like getting dramatic, involves in drama, goes and like clears the situation. Honestly, like if someone has a problem with me and then I don't even know it, it's their problem. You know, it's not my problem. Like, if someone has a problem with me and I don't even know what the problem is, it's really not my problem. So now, you know, 15 years later, I really learned not to care about what other people say, and especially if it's incorrect. Like, the planet will keep revolving. In 1 week, it will seem so irrelevant. Why stress? Why go gray? Why lose sleep or get a wrinkle about something that in a week will be so irrelevant? So that's my current way of thinking. Okay, next one is really cool. You hate staying at home. I love staying at home. This is a super common assumption about me, that I hate being at home or hate being in one place. I love being at home, very much so. I don't really like to go places too much. I have a very small circle of friends and people that I care about, and I love being with them the most. So if I'm not with my sister and her family, if I'm not with my parents, I like to be with like one of the very few friends of mine from my circle. I love being at home with them, going through magazines, watching Netflix, like talking. I really have a lot to talk about. I'm a very talkative person, so I really enjoy speaking to my friends, spending time with them, being like, you know, just like, I don't know, I don't really cook that much, very basic, but when we're in kitchen making something and talking, or when we're eating dinner and like everybody leaves their phone and we just speak, I really like that. So one thing that I wanted to say is now I've been in Paris for 4 weeks. I have not been out for dinner once, and the restaurants are open. Like some of my favorite restaurants are open. I have not been out for dinner once. I have not been really doing anything because for some reason I really enjoy being at home. You know, it's really nice. You are in a long distance relationship. Actually, for the first time ever, not. I pretty much always used to be in a long distance relationship, and I'm a person that really works well in long distance relationships. I can really balance everything out. It works for me, but because right now there's not that much travel, I'm not, you know, like even if I live with somebody, I'm constantly on the road when it's not Corona, and that is already a long distance relationship, right? But at the moment I'm not traveling. So you don't plan to work in pharmacy ever again? It's a great question. So I don't plan on working in pharmacy ever again. Well, there's so many cool assumptions that I'm worried that this video is going to be very, very long. You missed last week's video because you had coronavirus symptoms. Partially true. I did not have coronavirus symptoms, but I was really sick. I was so sick that I don't remember being that sick in my life. And I had a fever of 40 degrees. That was the only symptoms which was similar to coronavirus, but I had no other symptoms. I had like a really, really bad problem with my kidney. In the end, everything worked out fine. I saw the doctor. Like I also just at the same time got tested for coronavirus, also for the antibodies, both negative. Did 2 tests for corona and test for antibodies, negative all, which is kind of sad that I don't have any antibodies. But yeah, but I was so sick, you guys, that I don't remember being that sick in my life, like ever. It's actually kind of crazy how fast my body's recovered. There's a lot of assumptions, a lot, that say you live with your boyfriend, you have boyfriend but aren't telling us, you're about to get married, you're secretly dating someone, you're in a happy relationship, and don't you have a boyfriend? You're about to get married. There are so many. You're about to get married, you're happily in a relationship, you have a boyfriend. And you guys know I never speak about my personal life, love life, not because I think that you guys don't deserve to know it at all, but because I'm a very, very, very sensitive person when it comes to this. And I don't have a problem with you guys knowing at all, because a lot of people end up knowing anyway, you know, from our personal life, then the word gets around and so on. The thing is that once I talk about a relationship online, I have to also tell you when the breakup happens, if it happens, right? I once told myself, look, I'm not gonna speak about relationships until I'm married, you know, because that kind of makes sense, right? In that case, you need to know. I've been only dating like long-term guys like in my life, so I went from one 3-year relationship to another 3-year relationship to another 2-year relationship to another 2-year relationship. So I'm kind of a long dater, but once I leave a relationship, I'm heartbroken, even if I choose to leave the relationship, because I'm a very, very much dedicated person. Like when I'm with somebody, I've never cheated in my life. Like I don't like cheat, I don't look around, I don't look at other options. I'm very dedicated to the one person when I'm with. So when we do break up, it's very heartbreaking. And when I also have to share that with the world, I just find it like it's very... I always take breakups as like a personal failures. I always look at them as something that, you know, I wish wouldn't happen. So if I also have to explain to everybody online and you do explain it in one video and it's fine, but for at least a year afterwards you still get questions. What happened to this person? What happened to this person? Where is your boyfriend? What happened? It's just really, really not nice. Like, for example, when Christina and I stopped working together, I believe it was exactly a year ago, we like put announcements, we filmed a video together, we were saying she's going to be doing her own thing, how excited she is to like run business by herself, to do her own thing, etc. And then for like at least 6 months I kept receiving messages like, what happened? Did you guys have a fight? Did something bad happen? I understand that some people miss videos, and you know, but I don't want to be talking like a year after I break up with somebody that we broke up, because chances are that in that 1 year I probably would have moved on. So I don't still want to be talking about the other guy, you know what I mean? It's a bit odd. And also, if I do move on and I find another boyfriend, then my new boyfriend has to look at the pictures of the other one in the videos, you know? I don't, you know, I'm the person that always likes to think about the future. I like to think about what's gonna happen ahead, and it's not something that makes me feel comfortable. If you really want to know, I'm very happy. I don't think I've ever been this happy. I'm very happy, very content, and yeah, I like, you know, who knows, might be getting married soon. So yeah, all of you saying you're in a happy relationship, you're happy, you're currently happy, it's correct. I'm very happy, and yeah, that's all. You get bored easily, people, things, etc. I do get bored easily, and that is the reason why I have never decided to get a tattoo in my life. I get bored easily with hair, I get bored easily with this or that. That's why I also can't do anything extreme. Like I can't have, I don't know, like an extreme cut or something like that, because I get bored so easily. I don't get bored with people if they're deep. I am quite spiritual as a person and like deep conversations. People that I can go out with and do super superficial stuff like shop, and then we can go home and talk about, is the planet really round? Or we can discuss why and how does the parent, like how does the relationship with mother affect the man's relationship, you know, like things like that. People think you're mean, superficial. I think you're the opposite. Thank you. I don't know if people think I'm mean. Sometimes I'm a little, I look a little bit uninterested. And I was once on a first date and this guy like knew some people in the restaurants, and they came over and they introduced themselves. I thought I was being super nice. I smiled, and he told me I seemed super uninterested, but probably because then later on I was thinking about it. I was like, oh my god, this is so terrible. Like I hate to be the person that doesn't look welcoming. Like I hate snobby people. So I don't like when people are like too good and like, you know. So when he told me that I seemed uninterested, I was like, this is not me at all. Like I don't want to seem uninterested. It's like a wrong message I'm sending to the universe or to the world. So I kind of reflected on it a little bit, and I realized that sometimes I'm too occupied with my thoughts, because I'm a massive dreamer, that I do seem like I'm not there. That's, I guess, why sometimes people do think that I'm superficial, but it's also their right to have an opinion of me. And you know, how many times do we have a wrong opinion of someone else? Many. So they're also allowed to have wrong opinion of us as well. That you only date men of stature and wealth. This is not correct at all. Like, I mean, in the past, I have dated men that were not of stature and wealth. How do you even say it? I don't know what to tell you about this one. I think for me it's very important to have an ambitious man next to me, a man that wants to do something, that always does different things, that is always thinking how to do next thing. I don't want to be with a man that's a couch potato, because we're not gonna get on well. So I've been with guys before that are a bit like, you know, like not sure what to do, don't want to do anything, not motivated, like, you know, sitting and eating, not even being active, and we just don't get on well because our personalities have nothing to do in common. Because I'm like, I want to get up at 6, I want to go there, I want to shoot, I want to create, I have like plans, I have so many different plans for future. So the main issue there is that I don't get on really well with people that lack drive, and those kind of people usually tend to mock me, calling me overly ambitious, overly enthusiastic, too excited. Like, oh wow, it's a problem that I'm too excited because I want to achieve something in my life. I mean, I understand there's like a big issue as well in the world, that sometimes people get bothered by people who are doing more or want to do more because they make them feel less. But I would honestly never mock somebody for doing more than me or for doing less than me. So in a way I understand it, and in a way I don't understand it, if you see what I mean. You are rather alone than spending your time with stupid, non-charismatic people. Yes, always. I love my own company. Like, I love my own company so much that if I have to spend the time with someone who's very bratty or non-charismatic or not saying a word, for me is like a murder. Like I cannot. There's an assumption that says you got married when you moved to Paris. No, I did not get married yet. You're actually a really introverted person. I know that most YouTubers say they're introverts and shy, but I'm not really shy at all or introverted. I'm very communicative. I love meeting new people. I love getting to know people. I'm a big dreamer, so sometimes I'm a bit absent, rarely, because I'm trying to always be super present in the moment, and sometimes I'm just dreaming and thinking about stuff. When I'm tired, I'm a little bit quiet, but overall I'm super communicative. Like, I love getting to know new people, to talk to them, and yeah. You are very picky about men. Very picky, like very picky, but I do also have a weird taste. I don't go for like a cliche kind of pretty successful man. That's not my kind of criteria at all. I like very deep man I can connect with, men like I also like a little bit like solving some kind of stuff. Like, I don't know, I'm a little bit weird, but I love gentlemen, very intelligent men. I love men that I can talk about everything. I love worldly men that have traveled a lot, have seen different cultures, are really open-minded, so that we can discuss a lot together. You seem embarrassed to admit you come from a rather privileged background and not so self-made. Not at all embarrassed. I'm fully aware that I come from a very, very privileged background, but I'm entirely self-made because my parents have done more for other people than I feel like they have done for my sister and me in terms of like helping us with connections or with money in life. That's just always how it's been. I was raised by very, very strict parents. So my parents were so strict. I had to have all A's, had to be the first one coming home. I had a very strict curfew. They were even like a little bit picky about my friends. So I was raised in a very strict way, and they did not want me to have any shortcuts or to have any easy ways. When I said I wanted to work in fashion, they were super against. They didn't want to help me at all with that. Not super against, but they just couldn't see the bigger picture. And in that way, everything I've done when it comes to my career is entirely with the help of my sister and me, but not with the help of my parents' money or with my parents' background or connections. However, if I would have worked in pharmacy, perhaps I would have had some benefits and even more privilege. But I entirely am aware of the privilege of the fact that I was raised in a certain way, and sometimes, like, I don't talk about this because it's very private and personal, but I personally get approached by people who ask for help when it comes to their mainly like educational purposes. I like to personally support like one-on-one. When I say support, I mean like financially. So sometimes I like offer financial support to like to help them exceed like and get their academical results. And there are brilliant people out there, like really smart, really talented, but they're just not privileged when it comes to the background and like the upbringing, which makes my heart like really, really, really break. And I always try to help, and I always feel so extremely grateful, and sometimes even a little bit guilty, because I feel like I've been given so much in life, but not embarrassed about it at all. I don't see why should I be. You have been rich your whole life. That's not quite accurate, because I've told these stories so many times before. My family has lost everything in war. Then it's taken them quite a while to get back on their feet. Not to get rich, to get back on their feet. When I was around 7, we opened the first, my parents opened the first pharmacy. That was in 98, I believe. then afterwards they kind of like kept expanding and they kept working in their businesses. But then my father started working on wholesale and distribution, my mother started working on like the pharmacies. So it's been up and downs, a lot of up and downs. We had the crisis, etc. We were robbed so many times. So life has not ever been smooth sailing for me or my family, but I would not have had it any other way. Next one says, you are a heartbreaker. I actually don't think I am. I've never been left by a guy in the end, at the end of the relationship, but I always have given so many chances to the guys. I was never the one to be like, goodbye, like we're done. Never been the one to easy go. But once I'm done with friends or with boyfriends, I give you so many chances, at least 3. But once I'm done and you've really had it, I like turn around and I'm like, so done. And maybe it's a very Pisces thing. There's almost a point of a little bit of masochism where I kind of take on a lot of stuff and I put up with a lot of stuff, but at one point I'm like, you know what, I'm really tired. You're kind of obsessed with zodiacs. Yep. Yippee yep. Please show us more from Paris, your life there shopping. I will. I think I will, because I'm vlogging, I'm trying to show more. So there's a lot of assumptions saying that I'm well balanced, like a lot, probably one of the most assumptions. And I'm so shocked because I'm not really sure what gives that impression. Like, how do I give that impression to you guys? But this comment's really beautiful. It says, you know how to own your light and your shadow self. You seem balanced. Now, I'm very aware of my flaws. Very aware of my flaws. And I'm very aware of my virtues, and I'm very honest about that. Let's talk about, like, for example, love life. Very often when I'm meeting guys, later on they tell me, wow, you really sold yourself the way you are. Like, I always say at the beginning, look, I'm not a good cook, I'm messy, but I'm very clean. I like to tidy my stuff, but do it only, like, you know, once a week. I'm not very good, like, you know, you will find my Nutella lid not properly closed. You will find my hair on the floor until I vacuum, you know? You will find that I throw a jacket on a chair. Sometimes I change mood and I go very quiet and go inside of myself, and I'm thinking, like, I'm making all of these scenarios up in my head, and then I'm a little bit quiet. But I'm extremely caring about people that I care about. I love taking care of people. I love solving other people's problems. Like, if you have a problem, if you cannot solve something, if you can do something, I'm gonna be there for you. If you need me at 3 a.m., I'm gonna be there for you. And I know some people have like different opinions of me, and that's absolutely fine, doesn't bother me. I'm saying this, people who are in my life, they know me very well, and they know if or not I'm telling the truth. So, you know what I mean? There's no point really like me saying something when my best friend watches these videos. I think overall that you just have to understand, for you as a person, if my bad side is that important that you don't want my good sides, or you think my good sides are so much more important that you can put up with the bad sides. So I think that's what it is, and I try to be very fair. I try to be very balanced, and I'm very aware of myself, and I'm not embarrassed about who I am as a person at all, because I think that I'm very loyal, especially as a friend, very loyal, very good secret keeper, advice giver. I never follow my own advices, but I'm really good at giving them. I'm the worst enemy to myself, not to others. So overall, I do think I'm very well aware of both my sides, and I'm keeping them in sync. Even when I'm around other people, I'm keeping them in sync. That you don't like Serbian music. Now, I love Serbian music and Croatian music, like all the XU music I like. It's not music I listen to all the time, but when I do, I love it. That you lost a lot of weight for you, your work, or industry. Neither of them. Not for me, not for my work, not for my industry. I lost a lot of weight at one point of my life where it just kind of happened. I don't really know how it happened. I started really analyzing my metabolism, my intake, my healthy lifestyle, and I started really being careful because of my IBS. So there was a lot of things that I just kind of started minding, but maybe I will talk more about that as we go. You had something done to your eyelids, a lift or something. I never had something done to my eyelids, but there's a massive difference, and there's a massive trick of how you can look better when it comes to eyelids in pictures. So if you look at me like this, my eyelids are going down. In a lot of pictures they look the same, but I can open up my face and I can look like this. So all of a sudden my eyelids look different. You see, eyelids down, eyes open, and not like open like this, like face is open. So there's a little trick. You're bossy. I'm very bossy. It's a really bad trait of mine, but I've always been like that my whole life. So when I was like 13, 14, I started doing makeup. I started being quite good at makeup. So I would have like family friends coming over to do their makeup before like an important event. And I would be like, close your eyes, lift your chin, move your head. And they always told me like, you're so bossy. Why don't you just say, can you please close your eyes, as I was doing their makeup. And I don't know why, but I'm very direct. I'm a very direct person, and people often take it as a bad thing, but it is not something that's easy for me to work on. A lot of things are easy for me to work on, but when it comes to stuff, like, I'm very direct. I'm like, okay, I'm also like, if I'm doing your makeup for you for free, and like I'm a bit bossy, I guess you should be able to put up with it a little bit. You are a workaholic, 100%. I'm super loving work. I love working. When I'm not working and I don't feel productive, I am pretty not feeling great. That you make the most out of every situation, always positive. Like, I'm always looking on the positive side of every situation, and even if something bad happens, I always find something good about it. So I never dwell over things. You will never see me have regrets over past. Like, I've never regretted anything of the past, unless maybe like a Chanel sale or purchase or two. Nah, just kidding. Honestly, never regretted anything. I always look at the positive side, and that makes me really happy. Oh my god, I love this. This is so nice. It says, I think you're badass and amazing. You inspire me every day, and I'm grateful for you. And I'm very grateful for you. I'm really grateful for you guys. Which Arab or married man is funding your lifestyle? Because darling, there's no dollars in fashion. There is no Arab or married man funding my lifestyle. I think it's quite a cliche that a man has to fund, or a parent has to fund a girl's lifestyle. I understand that if people see that someone is living a nice life, or a life that maybe they would like to have, is making them feel less, because they feel like, why is it not me, or why is it that she can have it and I can't? It must be something dodgy. It must be that like it's her parents, or it's her husband, or it's like a married man. Sometimes it's just not. But also keep in mind that not everything in my life is so beautiful, that there's so much that you guys don't know. Sorry, my battery died. People always trying to find an excuse about other people's success, or I'm not saying that I'm successful, I'm just saying that, you know, I've seen this whole of my life. A girl is beautiful and she has something beautifully, like she's dressed in beautiful clothes, and someone says, yeah, she must be a or a girl is, for example, very successful. Yeah, but who knows who she's married to? Why do us girls like putting each other down? Like, if you say that a girl can only be successful or have a nice life if she's married to someone, or she's like getting it, excuse my language, but I have to say, through the bed, we are putting ourselves down. It means that you can't achieve anything either unless you do it. So it's just I think very unnecessary. I believe there are some really successful, strong, beautiful women out there, and I love pointing that out, and I do point that out throughout my whole existence, my work, and everything that I do. At the same time, it doesn't bother me. People are gonna think whatever they want, and you have entire right to think whatever you want, but I'm not married to anybody. No man, including my father, is sponsoring my lifestyle. But I don't think that I am so successful or rich or anything like that. I just show you guys on the camera what I think is a part of the content that people might want to see. I don't show you when someone in my family is sick. I don't show you when I end up in hospital with one of my parents. I didn't show you that, you know, last year my father had a very, very big surgery that could have cost him his life. I didn't show that. I didn't show that I have, like, during the quarantine, a member of my household that's shielding. You know, I didn't show you that I have problems. I didn't show you my breakup. I didn't show you my times that I was crying. So the fact that I'm just showing nice things and nice life, it does not mean that someone else is sponsoring it. It doesn't mean that I'm always happy. It doesn't mean that you should hate me for the fact that it seems like my life is great, because it is great and I'm very happy with my life. But it also doesn't mean that, just like everybody else, I don't have bad moments. That you're a very strict person. I am pretty strict. I have to say I'm quite a strict person in general, in life, with work, discipline. So yeah. Next one says, people in Serbia judge you for being successful. I don't like to generalize people in Serbia. Some of my best friends, well, my best friends are from Serbia. And they're amazing people. They don't judge me, they praise me, they love me, they celebrate me, and I celebrate them. They're amazing human beings. And they're very loyal, so I wouldn't be happy or anything without them, because they're so amazing. You care mostly about business in your life. There was a time that I did, not because I'm super business minded, but maybe because there were not other aspects of my life that were going so great. But right now, I don't think I only care about business in my life, but business is a big priority for me in my life. Have you ever visited a psychiatrist to overcome your insecurities? I've never visited a psychiatrist in my life. I've visited a psychologist 3 times in my life. Not so much to overcome insecurities. I went for oral chat before I was turning 30 because I thought it was quite a milestone in a woman's life, and it was really beautiful. I really loved my psychologist in my hometown back home, and personally is an experience I would recommend to everybody. I think you have a very calm vibe in your everyday life, and that's why you like Virgo man. I have a very calm vibe. Like, I don't like drama. I don't like explaining, complaining. Like I told you guys, I was quite sick last week. I had fever 40, but nobody really knew. I didn't even tell my parents, so hopefully they're not really gonna call me screaming after this video. But I have a very, very nice, like, we can talk about everything, like, approach to life. So for me, I don't believe in shouting. I don't believe in aggressive fighting. I don't believe in physical encounters. I only believe in communication. Battery is dying, the memory card is dying. I think I filmed and talked so much. If you would like to see more assumptions, leave some of them in the comments below. They don't offend me, so you can go as wild as you want and as crazy as you want, and I will try and respond in maybe another video that I think could be quite cute, and we can always keep getting to know each other. I was even thinking of introducing some different kinds of videos, like more like personal based, like story times. Let me know what would you like to see, and I will see you in my next one. Thank you for watching. Bye guys.